Hey YouTube, Wheelchair21, and this is a review for Ultraman Nexus Junis Ultra-Act. Well, I should say Ultra-Act Ultraman Nexus Junis. Anyway, wonderful figure, great details, really regular bland sized box. It shows you he has his regular over-array storm and his shield generator. Nexus is the sequel to the movie Ultraman the Next, where pretty much you find out Ultraman's kind of, in this series, like a host. He uses different hosts, can become different forms depending on his hosts, and has all these cool abilities and evolutionized attacks, and he's probably the most decked out Ultraman with armoring and plating, and looks wonderful. The figure itself, inside the packaging, has numerous sets of features, such as the feather overrater or shield generator effect pieces for his forearms, color timer, the back piece to put in a Tamashi stage, 2 sets of additional hands, and the actual overray storm blast effect. Really wonderful pieces overall, and well, I just actually gotta say this is one of the best Ultra-Acts I have. And let's get into why it's one of the best Ultra-Acts at this time that I currently own. Alright, and we're back. Well, the actual figure for Ultraman Nexus uses pretty much the basic Ultra-Act figure art sublime molding, where it has the same points of articulation practically throughout its body, with these amazing silver and black mesh plating on the regular red coursed body. Cool features about it are his forearms, which have these little Guyver-esque like blades coming off of them. These protector-like gauntlet platings, which is, you know, encrusted with red and silver and black with some gold plating and a little bit of blue gemming. And looks overly wonderful. Even the back looks like he actually has a thruster pack because of how his plating is built more to be like armor. Essential that Ultramen are now hard-armored creatures and are built for actually like wars and stuff. My favorite feature actually is the Nexus design of having this weird VU-shaped chest paneling. It really brings out a lot of the better features, and it's just a beautiful feature that always captivated me from Ultraman the Next to the Nexus series. And the fact that his head is this really nice design. It actually has like a homage to like stormtrooper like helmets and stuff from Star Wars, with the basic sublime look of an Ultraman face, and also has like these little like UFO like, how I should say, chain laser phase shifters on his head. It looks really wonderful. It kind of makes me think almost like a Gundam as well, because like you could think you could probably shoot beams out of his freaking brow like some Ultramen have. Overall, like I said, since the points of articulation are practically the same, you really don't need to really get into full detail about it. But the fact is, it's really easy to overly display this figure with his other accessories. And let's get down to actually trying to get the overrays shifters, or at least in better detail of the phase effects. These pieces right here, as you can see, actually are nice blue beam effects, which clip on as so when to be actually displayed on the figure. And once clipping the pieces in, they pretty much slide nicely over the forearms to create a generator to generate like the charging up for a beam effect. And to simply pose them, you just slide the forearms through it, which I will transition off screen and then come back to in a full displayed feature. Alright, and we're back. This is the whole overray light shield generator attack, which is just a kind of a pain in the ass to put together, because you actually have to position the forearms correctly into enabling this effect piece to actually stabilize itself on its forearms nicely to at least look like a resonated shot is going to be thrown off from his forearms. It's kind of a little difficult because the pieces do push off from each other and don't really hook right onto the forearms as well as they might. And the forearms themselves have a little bit of trouble, well, I should say not the forearms, but the arms themselves do have some trouble actually getting in place for how the arm is actually sculpted and blocked a bit by the plating on the armor. This is a cool minor effect, but the real thing is actually getting into reviewing what the whole overray storm looks like and how to apply it, which is very simple, really easy, because as you can see in this beautiful blue, sky blue Kamea wave-like beam of coloring design, all you gotta do is actually slide it over one of his blades and replace out the hands to actually place this wonderful beam effect and signature attack of most Ultramen onto the figure. All you gotta do, like I said, remove the blast effects and the arms and just simply attach to the forearm. All we gotta do is a quick transition and we're done. Alright, and last off is the Overray Storm, his signature L attack, like most Ultramen have. Really great, really love the fine details of these blue and whites. Reminds me a lot of a Kamea Wave, Ki Blast from Dragon Ball Z. Wonderful, wonderful piece indeed. This is actually one of the better ones to apply because it actually slips over the arm gauntlets, as stated earlier, and all you gotta do is easily just move and pose the arms to take an L shape, and you're practically finished. Overall, the articulation and the fact that these joints do have a little bit of friction and are quite much more sturdier than most Ultra-Acts is simply a success. I love when Ultra-Acts have a little bit of friction on their joints, just a tad bit, showing the security and stability that that they'll have. For the fact is because of earlier issues were so loose jointed that you could barely pose them, barely do jack shit with them, and was just ungodly awful. I really recommend you get Junis, Nexus Junis, because it is a wonderful display, a wonderful form, and hell, if you watch Nexus, you will instantaneously fall in love with the show. I guarantee it. As long as you watch the next and Nexus, hell, that's a gateway drug into the not Kamen Rider, Ultraman franchise. You can pretty much find this on your online retail shops, eBay, and secondary markets. I recommend if you can't find them anywhere else, go to your regular middleman. I insist you check out Rider Proxy before she does do really great business. Overall, I'm Wilcher21. You can check out this review on Hirotaku.com or on my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, find me on Instagram at Taja_Doyle. And I also sincerely recommend you check out my friends and co-workers at Hirotaku, for most of them are linked down in my description below for their personal YouTube channels. You can also find them on Twitter or on Instagram or any other social media website. As for that, you can find my most of my podcasts also on Hirotaku, and some of them have their own personal Twitters, such as the WRW Podcast and Toku Anime News. As for now, I really enjoy this figure. I recommend anyone should have it because, honestly, who doesn't love that fucking incrustation on the chest there, and just this sublime red, silver, and black. Just beautiful. Ungodly beautiful. Next is one of my favorites. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I got more reviews to record, more reviews to edit, all that stuff and etc. And much more coming. As for now, I'll see you next time. This has been Wilcher21. This is a rolling review for Ultraman Nexus Junis. And we will see what the hell is going on in the rest of the M78 galaxy. See ya.